What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sammy's Place. I am Sam May. Today we're going to get into the debut album, Love War from Jerzee Monet. Or is it Monet? I don't remember. It's released July 16, 2002. It's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, so I had to talk about it. This is one of my favorite albums, and this album has the sound of what 2002 R&B was. She was signed with DreamWorks Records. I don't know how well the album did. I'm seeing number 60 on the US charts and number 14 on the US R&B. So I don't know in the eyes of the label if that's good or bad. However, Most High was definitely it was a really good song. Gave us it was a nice introduction to what the album was going to be like. I didn't really catch on to the album until I think maybe a few years later. However, this is one of my favorite fucking DMX verses. So speaking of DMX, yeah, he's the one that discovered her. I think a restaurant or whatever the fuck she worked at. She was a chef, and they exchanged numbers. He encouraged her to make music. I didn't know what happened with her after the album was released and stuff. A lot of us thought it was due to poor sales. That's why we never heard of her again. But no, basically she was given an ultimatum. She was pregnant, and I guess she was told to abort the kid or never mind the music career, and she chose to have her baby. So, and then she talked about how like later on she battled ageism. Ageism is a horrible thing, but it definitely exists. So I get what she's talking about. You get to a certain age, like even when you're 25 and you're in the music industry, if you didn't really do anything by then, or your career didn't really take off, you're gonna face that reality of that, like you're too old in the eyes of the music industry. It's really fucking, it's shit, but it is what it is. Anyways, the album, I like this album. It has a very summery vibe. I find a lot of R&B back then had this nice summer vibe to it. Her second single was Work It Out. Out of everything that was on the album, I don't really think that was a wise choice as a second single. There was that one with Eve though. I'm just looking at it right now. So there's that song with Eve called Yeah. That could have definitely been a second single. And R&B seemed to be doing really well during those days. So I feel like Tonight Is the Night is my fucking favorite song off that album. It's just sexy as shit, and her voice just, oh yo, she's got such a pretty fucking voice. It's such a nice fucking song. Whoever the fuck wrote that, I think she writes her music actually. But regardless, the whole album was really well done. And there was a song called Twisted featuring Ja Rule. I don't know, was that a fucking single? No, so basically there was only Most High and Work It Out that was released as singles. See, now this is another example of shitty fucking single choices. Who knows? I think Jerzee Monet would have definitely been one of those nice additions to what R&B was at the time. We had our taste of her. She gave us a very solid album. She seemed very artsy. A little bit, you know, sometimes it could be a little corny, but that was music back in the day. However, it was artsy. I don't know how else to fucking put it. So it was just fairly recently that I discovered what really happened afterwards when that she was given that choice. So her music career could have actually still continued, but she was signed with DreamWorks, and I've heard negative things about DreamWorks and how like they take on artists and don't know what to do with them. So there's always that too. I think she dealt with a lot of shitty choices. But yeah, thank you again for riding with me, checking in, listening, and walking down memory lane with me with these albums. I loved listening to these albums. I loved discovering this music, all of these fucking different albums and sounds and shit. And it was just a very defining moment for me as someone who loves music, who makes music. These artists kind of just influenced me in a lot of ways, and I'm seeing it did the same for others as well. So that's why I love connecting with you guys and talking about these moments, these imprints that meant something to us. You know, they may have not been worldwide or known to the public as popular, but yet it has its own little following, and it's like it was meant for us. That's how I look at it.